South Africans are not only bracing themselves for a hefty electric price hike, but the possibility of a load shedding in the near future is also becoming more likely. 7 of Eskom's power stations do not have enough coal. According to reports, the spokesperson of Eskom attributed the shortages to the Tegeta-owned Optimum Coal Mine, which supplies coal to the power utility. Tegeta is currently under business rescue. Eskom is currently working with the National Treasury to source more coal, and this creates concern about the parastatal's capacity to feed power to the national grid. The National Energy Regulator of South Africa, NERSA, is holding public meetings around the country about Eskom's application to get back 66.6 billion rand in revenue for the 2014, 2015, 2016, as well as 2016-2017 financial years. Joining us now from our studios in Durban is the spokesperson of Eskom, Khulu Phasiwe. Dr. Phasiwe, good morning to you. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you, Palisa, and to our viewers as well.
Now, you said that Eskom is taking coal from power stations that have more than enough, and really, I think the question is, what is the recovery plan that Eskom has to improve on low coal supplies? Because this, of course, taking coal from other stations is not a long-term solution.
Indeed, this is a temporary plan that we have in place. Ultimately, what we want to do there is to make sure that we have contracts in place to make sure that we continue to stabilize the supply of coal to those particular stations. So what we are taking from the other stations, Palisa, are the, I would say, coal which is coming from the mines directly, transferring it to the other power stations. So in other words, we're not taking from the stockpiles which are in those particular power stations. Eskom has 15 coal-fired power stations. 8 of them are in good conditions. They have adequate coal. And then the 7 are the ones that are sort of in difficult situations. Those ones are the ones where we are currently diverting coal to them. And as a backup also, we are also in the process now with the National Treasury to get the necessary approvals so that we can get the contracts, short-term contracts, so that we can close that gap. And as a buffer again, we also have diesel generators that we can use, but obviously those ones are a measure of last resort because, as you know, diesel prices are fairly high, so those ones will only use them when they really have to use them.
But did Eskom not foresee this coming, Dr. Phasiwe? Why is Eskom only acting up now?
Well, we saw this coming. Obviously, the news are only filtering through to the rest of South Africa now. So the plans actually have been activated since around November last year. So already from November, that's when we started seeing Tegeta beginning to have some serious problems in terms of their supply of coal to Hendrina Power Station and other power stations that they are supplying to. And I have to take this opportunity, Palisa, just to sort of contextualize things. So Tegeta are not the problem, are not the cause of the problems that Eskom is facing now in terms of coal shortages. They are supplying 3 of the 7 stations that are affected. So in other words, the majority of the other stations, which is 4, are supplied by other producers of coal. But yes, Tegeta does have their own dynamics in terms of them having financial issues, and that's why they are under business administration at the moment. Yeah. So the other players in the market, some of them at least, are saying they're asking for Eskom to invest in their mines so that they can extract coal for us.
A quick one on this one. I'm afraid I have to come. Yeah, I have to come in there. My sincere apologies, Dr. Phasiwe, because we're running into the news now. Experts are saying the situation is as bad as back in 2008 when we experienced load shedding. Are we likely to go that route?
Palisa, if it is true that the situation is better as it was in 2008, then clearly it means that we would already be in load shedding. Currently, there's no load shedding. We are having problems, yes, but we are managing the situation. And as a matter of fact, Load shedding as an occurrence, it's a risk that we always face. It's almost similar to the transmission that you're having now with the SABC. Your plan is to make sure that everything goes smoothly, but sometimes it happens in life. You have gremlins, we have technical faults and those kind of things. So for us as a company, we don't plan to have load shedding. We do everything possible to run the system smoothly, but sometimes things happen. And if they do happen, I'll come here again to explain as to what has happened, but we do not have load shedding as part of our plan going into the future. Because load shedding is expensive, not only for Eskom, but for the country as well.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thank you so much to Khulupa Siwe, Eskom spokesperson, of course, assuring South Africans that no load shedding on the cards. All right.